What's good, y'all? Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not
Get your fucking clothes like
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
Hello. So good to be here. Welcome back to another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Okay, we are doing a quick live before I go to work, so we are on a time limit. We gotta make it quick. But honestly, it's going to be quick. This is an egregious video that we about to go over. I recently was scrolling, like many of us who suffer from being online too damn much. I was scrolling and I came across this video. Very interesting, very egregious, to say the least. But this is Lene Vinay, or ain't that how you pronounce her name? I think Lene Vinay. She has like a podcast or a show on Revolt now. She had Deontay Cal, who's a podcaster. He does the Grits and Eggs podcast, and she has this other woman who was like, I think she was a D1 basketball player. Yeah, so they're up here discussing. Let me read you the title right quick. The title is "Why Do Black Athletes Date?" Why do Black athletes always date white women? Preference, proximity, and power. So now the conversation is supposed to be centered around black athletes, black male athletes. Moreover, they put black athletes in there like they talking about men and women, but really they're talking about black male athletes. They should have been more honest with the title. And they don't even have a black male athlete on here. So that should already tell you where this conversation is going to go. But they do have a black woman athlete up here, and their experiences is not even the same. So again, this should just tell you where this conversation is going to go. But I thought this absolutely needed my commentary. Man, egregious. Shout out to the chat. I see y'all in here. What's up? We got to get things started though. Let's get right into it.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to sit here with you two specifically to have this conversation, because this conversation can go in so many ways. So before we get started, just like give me a lay of the land. I guess maybe not what's your introduction, but what's your experience with the conversation about Black athletes ending up with white women, or Black men who prefer white women at large?
I would honestly say mine is frustration.
Okay.
Because I think the conversation needs to go in a different direction.
Okay.
I think we're lacking the communicative skills to be able to even have a conversation that's edifying, that gets us to the other side of being frustrated. It is something that's a real thing, and I can acknowledge that. But even as a Black woman, a former athlete that went to a PWI, a single Black woman, you know, I have my feelings. Like I love Black men. I prefer them as well. So it's almost like sometimes I feel like, man, they got another one of them. But at the same time, it's like, you know, love is love. And there's so much, this is a convoluted issue. So for me, I'm just excited to dive in it with you guys. And hopefully people that watch will understand, like, it's not just as black and white, no pun intended, as it may come across.
Okay, first of all, the black man should have talked first. We're talking about black male athletes. And this, she said, moreover, to stretch the conversation out, what do you think about black men dating outside the race or having a preference for white women? Why the hell didn't Deontay go first? That question should have been directly asked toward Deontay, and then, oh yeah, I want to hear your thoughts afterwards. Egregious. Number two, love is not love. Love has never been just love, especially under the system of white supremacy. It is not just love. That is a farce that these white supremacists, my bad, I've been on TikTok live with Afro, but these white supremacists love to push to make you have this integration mindset. Okay, love is not love. Love is intentional. Love is justice. Shout out to Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. He said love is justice. There's no justice coming out of an interracial relationship, period. You are not adding to replacing the system of white supremacy with sleeping outside your race, period. Sleeping with a white person does not add to a system of justice, point blank, period. There's no points, there's no arguments you can make to help that, all right? And moreover, love is intentional, okay? You can help who you fall in love with. You help, it's usually people that you're in proximity with. You can help who you're in proximity with, okay? And most of the time, if you're black, if you're white, you're around most people that are black or white. It's very simple. So you don't have to fall in love with a white person. That's not like, and then moreover, black people dominate the planet. So even though I'm all for FBAs being FBA, I'm all for staying within your ethnic group. I would have a foundational Black American man specifically. But even if I wasn't going to marry a foundational Black American man, I'm not going to a white man. I'm going to go to another type of black man. Duh. I'm going to go to a damn African, a Caribbean, somewhere, anywhere else with other black people. I'm not going to jump straight to another race. What are we talking about? Why would that even be an option with black men and black people, period? Overpopulating the world. We populate this world the most. I'm sorry, not dominate. I don't know if I use that word. White people dominate the world, but we do populate the world. So it's ample black men out here for you to be dating. So, and we're just going to start with that again, but let's see if Dante even gets, I don't think he gets a chance to answer that question.
And before we get to talking more about preference and I guess what we find appealing or attractive.
And he doesn't. It goes straight back to the black woman. I'm going to just say this right now. This conversation really this was a conversation between two black women, and the black man was just there just to be the yes man. It felt like Dante was just there to be like, yeah, oh, I'm a black man and I feel the same way, so their feelings are valid. That's what this felt like.
I want to speak a little bit to what you said about these people don't really understand me and I don't understand them. I think for me specifically, when I think about my choice and who I want to end up with, I want to be with somebody I don't got to explain nothing.
When I tell you, my plight understood,
and unfortunately,
for sure.
No offense, Deontay, I'm gonna have to explain certain things to a man. That's something you're not gonna get, but a white one for me, absolutely not.
Yeah, because it's two factors now. It's like also too. It's like I remember I was talking to this white girl one time. Cause she had like red hair. I thought that was like, I was like, whoa, like you feel me? Like this is crazy, you feel me? But it's like I had brought her to my neighborhood, and like the way we was talking and communicating, she was like, "What does this mean? What does it mean?" I was like, "This is getting annoying." Like I'm not trying to translate, just kick like, shut up, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm thinking, but this how you think, cause it's like you watch this and it's like, yo, Shawty got red hair, like, you see what I'm doing out here, like, okay. But the translation part, it was just like, oh, I really don't get these people. And then when I went to her house, it was like, how are you? It's like, what you wasn't expecting me? But nah, they wasn't expecting me. So it's like, oh yeah, these dynamics is
and
off.
now your safety.
Yeah, I feel like too uncomfortable to the point where it's like, yeah, go up and go in the room. And it's like, go in the room.
No, I ain't going in the room.
Go in the room is...
Yeah, I was like, man, you know, my dad, he really gonna trip. I'm gonna get up out of here because I don't feel comfortable over here.
Okay.
So it's like, but you remember stuff like that. And as a boy, it's like when they daddy be looking at you weird, it's like, let me get up out of here. Okay. If I had to call my dad. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that's a lot of these interracial or divestors are kind of dishonest about is the dangers of dating, especially for black women and white men. I mean, hello, they be unaliving black women and all types, and now children and all types of stuff. So there's definitely a danger there, but even more so with the families. Hello, get out. Okay. So yeah, that's a real reality, is having that danger, that level of danger, because you can have these Gen Zs, these millennials who may think outside the box, even though a lot of them don't really think outside the box. A lot of them aren't anti-racist. A lot of them are not trying to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice, but they're for interracial dating. They'll have a biracial child. They're fine with that. A lot of them will have biracial children and then will still marry white. You know what I'm saying? Later on in life. So yeah, they will still do that, but then ignore the fact that their family is very much blatantly or overtly anti-black, you know what I'm saying, or racist. So yeah, that's something that you have to be careful of, because they'll lie. A lot of them won't tell the truth, and then they'll try to downplay to act like it's not that big of a deal, because they don't understand the danger that you feel and that you are literally in by coming into a house full of suspected white supremacists. So yeah, that's a very much a real reality, but that's a reality on both sides for black men and black women. But I think that's something that more so black women who date out are dishonest about.
We don't want your dad to show
up. Oh God.
Okay, and what about you, Sheree?
This is a tough one, guys, because Lene, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
As a black woman, I don't believe wholeheartedly that any man other than a black man can truly connect with me in the way that you described.
Right.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, I have to also own the fact that there are frustrations that I have with a sect of black men in this generation when it comes to partnering, when it comes to potentially being a husband or even a viable boyfriend, that has now put me in a position where, even though I really don't want to be open to dating men outside my race. I don't want to do
now
it.
that's disingenuous because you saying that you don't want to be. If you don't want to be, baby, you don't have to be. She's making it seem like niggas put a gun to her head. You're boxing to a corner. It's no black men left. Every black man gone. They in the draft and out the war. And it's no black men around. Again, black people dominate. I'm sorry, not dominate, but we populate the earth. Okay, so even if it's not a lot in your area, baby, you can go to another area. We have online dating. You got long distance dating. So I mean, there's ample options of black men, especially if we're not talking about just foundational black American men, which I'm not even sure if all of them up here. I think Deontay Cow is FBA. I want to say she is the girl who's here, Lene Vinay. I think she is too. But I don't know about the basketball players. She might be. I'm not sure. So yeah, if you're not talking about specifically foundational black Americans, which there's still enough foundational black Americans, you can find one for sure. Or one that's probably found you for sure. It's possible. That does not mean that you're put into a place I'm just in this place because certain things that black men have done or certain standards that they lack. Now I'm in a place where I have to open up options. You will never be put in a place to have it up here because white people are in the minority. You will never be put in that place where that's your only where your option. You have to be put in a place to open up your options to white men. It's because you want to. That's what that sounds like. It's very disingenuous.
Let me be very clear. It's not what I want.
It makes sense.
But it's something that at almost 39 years old, still desiring a family in that life, I may have to be open to.
Yeah. And there it goes. Disingenuous. Because you should have started with that. Okay, you're 39 years old, looking to have a family. Where's Kevin Samuels at when you need him? Lord, shout out to Kevin Samuels. Oh my God. I think she's in the, what is she in the, what did he call her age group? Like the no man's zone or the something like that. I forgot what group Kevin would have put her in. Y'all put it in the comments if y'all remember. But shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, because he warned of this so many times. These older black women that put their career first, that wanted to put putting a family, having a family secondary, and choose to do it later on in life. And now you're in a position where you feel like you don't have enough options, or you don't have the options that you want, or the options that you had when you was 26 or 25. And now you feel like, now you're projecting your own issues onto other people, onto black men. Oh, well, it's their fault. They're scarce. And it's like, baby, your standards is probably egregious. And she gonna get into her standards in a second. But the standards is probably not where they need to be at. You're 39. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying your options is probably scarce because you're making them scarce. You probably need to open up your options to more black men that you don't want. She's about to get into some of the options, the lacking in options that she's talking about. But let's see.
So I haven't had any experiences necessarily with being in the proximity that you mentioned with white males when it comes to dating. Now, I will say, growing up, my cousin used to always, tease me that I would end up with a white man, and it would make me so mad.
Ding, ding, ding. That's very telling. I've never had anybody tease me about being with a white man. Never happened. Especially a black man close to my family. I've never had a black man tell me, yeah, you're going to end up with a white man. You know that? Most jokes come from a seed of truth, or come from truth, period. So yeah, if he was saying that might have been an observation that he was trying to tell you, like some characteristics about yourself that he was trying to tell you that black men don't find appealing. Now, what those characteristics might be, I don't know you personally. We don't know. But to get up here and say that a black man, your cousin, who was in your family, who's related to you, and said, yeah, who used to and teased you about being with a white man, that you might end up with a white man, that's telling. It's very telling. I've never had anybody tell me you're probably going to end up with a white man. It's very telling.
It would really upset me. Like, why would you say that? Like, am I not good enough to be with a black man? But that, outside of that comment, no.
And mind you, she's 39. She's a basketball player. She's tall as hell. And she's a basketball player. Oh, she was a basketball player. So I'm just saying, like, you're not on the average woman type. I mean, even if you were the average woman, you know what I'm saying? At 39, your options are definitely a lot different than 25. Okay, especially if you put your career first, which is probably what she's done. Your options are definitely different than what you want. Not to say you don't have some options, but they're definitely different than what you want. You probably still looking for some of the same things you was looking for when you was at 27, or expecting some of those things when you was 27 because you had different males coming at you. But you being a basketball player and being that tall alone, your experience is a little bit different anyways than the average woman. Okay? So to put on top of that you're 39, I just need you to be a little bit more honest about the predicament that you're in.
We don't have an issue with what you like.
Right? We don't. I don't.
One of our issues, particularly for straight Black women, is that there's not a lot of y'all to choose from.
I almost ran up.
I hate to say it, and I hope it don't sound ridiculous, but the numbers quite literally don't lie. Right. And then the way things are also set up, Black women being one of the most educated groups, it is difficult for us to find counterparts. Right. And the counterparts we do have, they got their pick of the litter.
Yes, they do.
Ooh. And now we already have to compete with one another in a way that is, unfortunately, it makes it difficult to be community oriented when we because of scarcity mindset. But then when we see you turning the other way and you do it because, and your answer is always because, and I'm not talking about everybody, but for those of you who say your answer is because you dislike this, that, and the other about Black women, it just opens up the whole conversation about beauty standards and privilege. And even you mentioned the white hair, these things that feel exotic.
You can just be honest, my bad. Hold up. Let me just pull this up right now because I actually said this. It's funny. I actually said that on a podcast. I mean, on a live the other day with Afro Elite, and I was like, yeah, we actually outnumber Black men. But let me just look this up. This is from BlackDemographics.com. It says as of 2023, there were approximately 21.1 million Black women in the United States. This makes up 52% of the total Black population, compared to 48%. Who are Black men. So we only outnumber them by 4%. We only outnumber them by 4%. And this is under a system of white supremacy where Black men are attacked every day. Black people, but moreover, definitely Black men. And we only outnumber them by 4%. So I think that's a weak ass excuse. I apologize for even saying that on the podcast. And I wasn't even trying to make the point that she's making. We was talking about interracial dating as well. I was on the other side of the argument as I am right now. But that's a weak ass excuse, is what that sounds like. We only outnumber them by 4%. So there's Black men out here again. There's foundational Black Americans out here. There's enough. It's definitely, and that's not even counting. You're talking about 40. You're not even talking about some of these feminists and LGBT women, Lord, okay, that are exploring other options outside of their gender, should I say, outside of their compatible gender, their natural compatible gender. So, I mean, there's enough. We're not even talking about the Black women out here who's against polygamy, but also out here sharing niggas. I'm just saying, you out here. I'm just saying, talking about you single, but still messing with your baby father while your baby father got a girlfriend, I'm just saying, a lot of women out here talking about they ain't with polygamy, but y'all out here sharing niggas anyways. I'm just saying. So, baby, there's men out here. That's a weak ass excuse.
Got it. Have you had any personal experiences in either way? Because I mean, you're attracted to women, and you being a woman yourself, where you felt like that has influenced your choices, or you could see its influence on the choices of people around you.
You know what? Yes to the aesthetic piece. Okay. But I will even go a step further. For me, it goes like to an attitude or perceived attitude piece. Okay. Even most recently. Shaq. Hey, Shaq. I love you, but hey. So I did. No, I love Shaq. But he's part of my story. Okay. So I was doing a segment on the Shade Room. And I was smiling but very much confident in what I was saying. Talking like I'm talking to you all. And Shaq is watching. It's like a live stream on YouTube. And he's like, she's so pretty, but she's so mean. Aww. And I was like, Shaq, I'm not mean. Why would you say that? And I think there's something about Black women who are confident and solid in who they are that sometimes can be perceived as we're angry or we have an attitude or we're boisterous when we simply just believe in what we're saying. And we naturally emote differently than other races of women anyway.
Right. Yeah, so that is true. We do emote differently. And our emotions, our attitudes, our passion is definitely perceived differently, for sure. Okay. I will agree with that. But also, that is not something that should be ignored. A lot of times Black women we do make excuses for our behavior as well. So that part can't be ignored. because maybe she wasn't being mean, but maybe he used the wrong word. Maybe he meant, damn, she's kind of assertive, borderline aggressive. Maybe she's a little talkative. She's dominating the conversation. I mean, I just pointed out the fact that why the hell is Dante still ain't really talking. We about halfway through this damn video. Dante still only, he should be centered in the conversation. You're talking about black men dating out, and the black man that's there is not the main one talking. You got two women that are. So that's kind of telling within your attitudes within itself, or your some of the characteristics you may have within itself. The black man should be the number one, and you should be allowing him to talk. Like, you know what, Dante, what you think about that? I'm glad you said that, because you should be going off what he said. But instead of that, every time Lene finishes a damn sentence, she's the first one to pick up the conversation instead of allowing Dante to. I mean, so what are we doing? I mean, so I'm just saying, so maybe mean wasn't the right word, but maybe he was on the right track. I'm just saying.
For me, it's been more of that. I'm taller, so I kind of have a presence about me with that. The aesthetic piece, I hadn't gotten to that point yet, to be honest with you. I haven't gotten to that point of insecurity yet, because I'm still dealing with what I just talked to you about.
You don't need to get there.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get there, but I do think sometimes just the confidence, the assertiveness, it can be a little off-putting.
Intimidating.
Yeah. So I think that's
always, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say black women can be dishonest, or we make excuses for our behavior, because that intimidation thing, shout out to Kevin Samuels again, that's nonsense. Black men are not intimidated by us. That's not the problem. Black men, a man is not, it takes a lot. Let me say that for a masculine man. A man in general, damn all the masculine shit. A man to be intimidated by a woman because of the way she's speaking, you're tripping. I don't think that's it. I think that's just something he don't want to be bothered with. There's a difference. They can see the combativeness. They can see the need to be right. They can see the excuses that are being made for your behaviors within your language that you're using, within the way that you're talking, just like right then. So why be bothered with it? There's a difference. And that might be something what you're missing. That might be why you 39 and still looking to start a fucking family, because that's absolutely insane. That's a little insane. Be 39 up here talking and having these talking points of a 25-year-old. This is some shit that some of these young feminists are saying. Honestly. So it's very telling. That's all I'm saying. It's very telling. And you're being dishonest about your behaviors.
The intimidation piece is what I've dealt with more.
And I'm gonna let you answer, but I've even heard that specifically in the whole like comparison piece, white women being softer or more malleable or amicable or amenable to particularly black men leading. But also, to my point earlier, it's not a whole lot of y'all left. And in the y'all that's left, how many y'all that can lead?
I don't know.
It's even by a smaller margin. But anyway,
Dante, why are you not giving any? This is my problem, right? This is why I said this feels like two black women having a conversation, and a black man is just there being used as a tool to validate their nonsense. Because why is there not? Hey, I don't know what's going on. Hey, what? You should know what's going on. You got a podcast, Nick, bro. You're a black man. You speak every day. This is what you went viral for. You telling me you get up here and you can't get no pushback on this? Like, hey, brother, actually, there's actually a lot of good brothers out here. You talking about there's not a lot of it is. I think y'all standards is probably too high. You probably still want, again, you probably got the same standards you wanted in your prime, and you're no longer in your prime. You don't get access to them same type of Negroes. You had that chance. And now you don't have those options anymore. But your mindset is still that your value is still the same. What did Kevin say? You say your sexual market value? What is that the terminology that he used? You're not in the same place as you were 15 years ago. But you feel like you are because your money is right, you got this career, you still look good for your age, you're educated. So those are the things that you prioritize, but the men that you want don't. The men that you want aren't looking for those type of things. They're looking for you to be malleable and things of that nature. But let's just be honest, after a black woman gets about 35, it's hard to change her mind. It's hard to get to change your mind. It's hard to black women already got a younger black woman. I'm 28. And I can say I even suffer from that. We have problems with the need to be right. We have problems with the change in mindset to think that the way that the mentality we already have is already correct. There's no need to change it. We just need to find somebody that has the same mentality as us. We don't need to change anything. They need to change. They need to come up to our level. That's a problem that too many of us suffer from. And after 35, baby, you're pretty much solidified. If you ain't got no damn man, you're pretty much solidified in that spot of, baby, I'm right, and you just need my level. So yeah, a man just ain't been. It's just not enough of y'all. Even though it's probably a couple Negroes that are trying to get with you within the last couple years. Then they're probably trying to settle down with you. But it was probably nonsense, probably BS reasons why you felt like, oh no, they're not qualified, or no, he's not the one. It's just not quite right. And now you're 39, still asking for. I'm sorry, baby, no. This is like Deontay. This is disappointing because, brother, why you should at least be standing on black male business. Speak up for some of the black men. Damn, you just gonna let them get off by saying, oh yeah, they're just not qualified, and yeah, it's just not enough of them, and yeah. And you talking to a 39-year-old woman, you're not gonna even be honest. I mean, I get maybe you don't want to offend her. You want to show with Lene, maybe I think Lene is like, I want to say Lene in her like early 30s too. She in the, I think she either in the same zone as me or in the one after me. I think 27 to like 30. Is it 27 to 35 or 27 to 33? That's like you need to be locked in on trying to get married and stuff like that. I think that's what Kevin Samuel said. And after that, it's like no man's land. That's what it was called. No man's land. I think after 35 is like no man's land. So I think Lene is somewhere at the end of trying to be locked in and trying to find somebody or trying to be married, or she's creeping into no man's land. So you got two women here who clearly have biases themselves, and you're not going to point that out, especially as a black man. I'm just saying, who has children. I thought he was married. Apparently, I guess he's not married. I don't see no ring on his finger. I thought he was married at first for some reason, but I guess he's not. But your family. So, sir, you could at least be honest, like, yeah, well, brothers, certain brothers are just looking for certain qualities, and even if you just want to walk it around them, you don't want to use them directly. You want to use black women generally. But you're talking to 230. You're not talking to 20-year-olds. You're talking to women that's over 30. They should be making stronger points than this, brother, and be more accountable than this. The fact that they're not is, again, it's very telling.
Go ahead.
Well, I just think I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's like
Alvarez.
I don't know what you call the commercial. Hit a commercial. This is absolutely outrageous. Egregious, everything between. Lord Jesus, give me strength. All right, 2 commercials back to back is crazy. I think black women have the most opinions for suitors than all other races, but black women have the worst preferences than all. God.
Well, I just think I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's like all these attributes that black women have that people want to kind of rein in. If you was Latina, sexy. So it's like that get odd too, and also too, it's like we get, we curate our feeds
to a degree. Yeah, you do got the spicy Latina, archetype or what's the word I'm looking for now? Archetype, caricature. You have that stereotype where it's like, oh, the spicy Latina gets, she gets away with some of the things that black women will be seeing. Our behaviors will be seen as egregious if we did, but if they do it, it's like, oh, she's just a little spicy. She's just a little, she just got a little bite to her. She gets, what I'm saying? So those things can be misconstrued when it comes to, and that's anti-black racism at the end of the day. But also our behaviors are a little bit different. I'm talking about black women. I'm talking about foundational black Americans. The foundational black Americans, we've been through 400 years of oppression. Okay, we had our families broken up. We had our men taken away from us. We've been through some egregious things, which is why some of our behaviors are egregious. Some of our behaviors are absolutely out of survival, but some of them, it's like it's not necessary and won't be tolerated with black men. Latinas don't have that issue. They haven't been through the same plight as we have. So to compare, we really shouldn't even be comparing, to be honest. But to compare that, it's like, yeah, their attitudes are going to be a little bit differently. Are going to be perceived a little bit differently, but also they are. Their attitudes are different. I didn't hear some black women say some egregious things to black men. I didn't see it. I didn't see them do things. I didn't hear it. I have friends that is confiding in me, and I'm like, girl, what the hell was that? Okay, you definitely should have said that. You definitely shouldn't have done that. So I've seen that shit firsthand. So it's like, I can't tell you what the experience of a Latina is. I don't speak to Latina women. I don't be around them like that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I will tell you some of the observations I had. It's not the same. I'm gonna be real. I ain't never seen no Latina woman go on a black man the way I've seen black women go on a black man. I've never seen that. I cannot tell you that I've seen a Latina woman do the same. Not to say that it hasn't happened. You had Jonathan Majors. I mean, she was a white woman. But, you know, some of these Latinas is white anyways. White Latinas. She was a white woman chasing this black man down the street. So not to say that that they don't have some egregious, outrageous behavior. You got white women that was out here killing black men. Hello. So, but to say that if we're talking about just on an average basis, we're talking about just your average household, a black man and a black woman, we do be doing some crazy, we be saying some wild shit to our men. We be doing some wild things, some spiteful things to our men. I'm just going to be honest about that. And I'm not going to compare it to other groups to make it seem like it's better or worse. That's the problem is we need to focus on our damn selves.
On social media to our interests. So my interest, I want to see what black folks on. So I don't know what other communities doing what they talk about. But I know when it comes to men talking about women, the only people I see publicly degraded all the time, no matter what, is black women. So it's like I said, I was hyper aware of this young though, because I'm light skinned. Both my sisters brown skin, dark skin. So I would just see how.
True. Also, with the rise of these podcasts, I mean, there's a lot of white women that's getting dragged through the mud. Like these, I don't know if y'all seen, I mean, especially within the whole era in 2020, Kevin Samuels, that whole red pill era, which we're kind of coming out, we kind of came out of. But that whole red pill era with the rise of all these podcasters, them white male podcasters was dragging the shit out of white men and women. Moreover, white feminists, they were dragging their women. I'm just saying. Now the black woman is still absolutely disrespected to probably the highest degree. But also we're not gonna act like some of these other groups have been. I mean, I'm just saying these podcast mics has been real exposing to some of these other groups' behaviors.
People would approach us like, "Oh my God, you got such nice hair," and we'll then look at my sister and be like. And I'm like, hold on, cuz like, what's up? So I always been hyper aware because of the differences between me and my sisters in appearance. But I also never liked that I never liked that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But because it's like, they look like my mama. So like, I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah. But the louder people get when it comes to black women about like, you too loud, you too to do. And then when you compare it to other women, it just seemed like they were a little bit more contained and controlled. But like I said, when you start talking about Spanish women, then that attitude is sexy. Oh, yo, I had a Spanish girl. She was finna stab me. It was hot. Like, woo. That's crazy. It's crazy, right? Wow. But like,
why you not standing on black male business right now? This is what's blowing me. Because we could have heard that from either one of them. The other girl just pretty much said, why are you, like, again, you're just here to validate their nonsense at this point. Why is there no speaking up of black men and their experiences? Have you never had a black woman disrespect you? You never had heard a black woman speak out against black men? Are we being, especially, you know what? If black women are the most disrespected on social media, black men are number two. Damn near neck and neck. You got black women up here talking about black men are white men. Are the white men of black society? I think actually he said something like that. That's very telling within itself. He actually said so. That's what he got drugged for. You got black women up here talking about, oh, I'm not even pro-black anymore. I'm pro-black woman. Damn pro-blackness. I'm just pro-black women because these niggas out here ain't. What? Black women are disrespecting and dragging black men through the mud on social media. It's terrible. Now, a lot of them, not BAs. A lot of them tethers. We're just gonna keep it a bean. But you for sure got some foundational black American women out here that have lost their damn mind and are dragging black men through the mud. What are we like? That's what I'm like. This is a intellectually dishonest conversation. This is a one-sided conversation, and I don't like it because they're trying to play off this disingenuous. Oh well, like I don't want to open my options up. I want to just stay black men. I love black men. But that's that cover-up to need to be right. That's that cover-up of misandry, honestly, that a lot of these black women have. A lot of y'all love to play into this. Oh, well, I love my dad. I love my brothers. I love but you still have a strong dislike, distaste, even for some of us, hatred for black men. because of your experiences. Some of y'all are very much still in your feelings about what that boy did to you a few years ago, what your ex did to you, what your daddy did to you, what they haven't done for you. A lot of y'all are still doing, but you cover it up with, oh no, well I'm pro-black. I love black men. So I can make these points. And it's like, no, these points are still very much anti-black male. You're not making valid points. You are spreading your hurt ass feelings in an intellectual way to make it sound like you're unbiased, but you're not. You're very much not. And Deontay, what is this? Brother, you are a black man in America. You telling me that you can't speak on your experience, the egregious experiences you've had with black women? Why are you still centering the conversation around, black women, you're centering it around excuses. Well, you compare some of their behaviors to Latina, and it's just, I get what y'all saying. It's like, damn, bruh, you supposed to be the black male voice. Where's the balance at?
Seeing grown men act like that, I'm like, hey, brother, what we doing? Because it's like, I ain't saying you can't have other preferences. I'm saying I'm a Panthers fan. And if you ask me why I'm a Panthers fan, I ain't going to say because I hate the Falcons.
Yes.
So it don't make sense.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to move on to the other side of the debate, because sometimes when I see this conversation or this discourse happening on the internet, you get, but it's okay when a black woman does it, when she dates outside her race. And you were just speaking to that a little bit.
Yes.
I've been on these dating apps myself. It's hard out here for us.
That's why I got off.
And there is a prevalence of white men on them apps.
Yes.
And it's not really my thing, but it also just makes it difficult for me to have more options for my dating pool. But for you guys, like, what do you think is the difference between when it's happening amongst black women versus when it's happening amongst black men?
We don't have a lot to choose from. And then we talk about preference, right? So if I'm a black woman who desires to date a man who has a certain faith that he practices, that's in line with mine, that makes a certain amount of money.
Why he gotta have the same faith practice? My daddy was a Muslim, my mother was a Christian. I went to the church and I went to the mosque. What are we talking about? That's most of the time that's not a deal breaker for men. As long as you're spiritually aligned, you're respectful of his religion, y'all align in some areas, or in most areas, the most important areas at least. You pray, you believe in God, you don't believe in doing certain things. You're okay with fasting. You're okay, like certain things. A lot of things within Christianity and Islam are similar, anyways. So it's like that big, and those are the two most popular damn religions. So it's like, what? Religion? What? What are we talking about? Didn't she get? What was the next one that she said?
That's in line with mine. That makes a certain amount of money.
Now she really wanted to start it with money. She wanted to start with money. So this is that disingenuous talk I'm talking about. You wanted to start with money. That's what it is. That's why it was the next one. You had to make it seem like, no, I put God first. No, you wanted to start with money. Just be honest. I don't know how much money this lady is making. I think she was a D1 basketball player. So what is that, college? I don't know if she went to the NBA. I'm not sure, but I think she does something in sports. Maybe she's a sports anchor or something like that. I don't know. To be honest, I've never seen this one before. But maybe she makes good money. Maybe she makes more than your average man, but let's just be honest, you're 39. So there are definitely black men that can match your income or probably make greater. Most black men are making more than most black women. They out-earn us. Especially the older they get, the more money they make. So at 39, your option should be between like at least, your cap should at least be like, 55, 60. At 40, 39, you're 40. At 40 years old, your cap is at least like 55. You can find a black man. A black man has failed you that makes as much money as you. Or somewhere near it. At 55, at 50, at 45, a black man is making somewhere near what you're making. And even if he's not, what does that got to do with you not being married? Would you rather die alone and be with a man who's making less than you? Are you loco? Especially for somebody who's apparently she's famous or something. She said Shaq was in the live that she was on the Shade Room. So she's known if within the industry. She's some level of famous. Are you really that pressed to find a man that's making justice? He got to meet that mark right there. Can he just live a similar lifestyle? Can he just, if you're settling down, having kids, what are you talking about enough for y'all to travel? Because you ain't gonna be traveling like that with no damn kids, especially not within the first couple years. So what do we? Do you want to go on maternity leave? Are you going to want to stay home with your children for the first 2 years? Are we talking about just enough for you to be able to stay home for a couple years? Like, I mean, what do you mean by making this? That's a BS excuse these women have. And a man ain't looking at your pockets. A man is not looking at your pockets. So it's like, again, baby, you're 39 and making these weak ass excuses. You're not 25 anymore, babe. This is points from a 25-year-old, baby. What are we doing? Thank you for the super chat. Black men from the trenches, their first experience with disrespect and betrayals from their black mom. But everybody on YouTube silent about that. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about, especially when you talk about black men from the hood. What? I just seen some egregious. Oh my God. I just seen a video today of a black woman going over. This little boy couldn't be more than what? The little boy was probably like 7 or 8, and she was calling him a B word. The B word at 7 or 8. And you can't get no juice. I just say get out the camera. You can't get no. I'm like, what? At 7, you're referring to him, and you expect him to grow up and want to be a man or act masculine or be comfortable within his manhood, and you're calling him a bitch at 7? This little boy couldn't be more than 7 or 8. But that's what some of these women are doing to them, especially when you talk about some of our egregious women in the trenches. They got their mouths out of this world disrespectful.
Now you'll go there.
That has maybe a certain limit with how many children he already has.
Now you ask
that has maybe a certain of money.
Now you'll go there.
That has maybe a certain limit with how many children he already has.
You're 39. I'm sorry. I can't love this point. You worry about how many kids this nigga got at 39? At 39? Hold up. This next point is crazy too.
Now you're asking for too much.
That may have never been married before, and I'm older.
Yeah, you're definitely asking for too much. You want a man with what? I'm guessing the cap is what, 2 or 3? With 2 or 3 kids that ain't never been married? Are you crazy? This is delusion, y'all. This is delusional. You're 39. Do you really think a man in his 40s or 50s never been married? Why do you even care if he's never been married? If he's been married before, why is that a factor? If he's divorced, what does it matter? You're trying to get married. As long as he's willing to get remarried, that's your only priority. If he got kids, so what? You're 39. May God bless your womb to be able to have children. Now, I know we black women, we're usually able. My sister just had a child, 2 years ago at 38? She just had a child 2 years ago at like 30. She got 5, 6, she had 5 kids. I think that was her 5th one. She said that's her last one, and that was at 38. So we're able to have children. Some of my women, the women in my family has had children at 35, 36. They've had children later on in life. So we are highly blessed. Our wombs are, come on, our bodies, we black. I mean, I'm not going to tell too much, but we do got the best bodies. Okay. If anybody going to be having children later in life, we probably got the best chances. But to say that at 39, like your options are ample, you could just out here and have as many kids as you want. You're lucky to have one child, and one child without any defects at that. At 39. You're supposed to have kids at least 2 to 3 years apart. So you're talking about your next child wouldn't be until you're at least 42, 43. What? And you're rolling the dice again there. And you're worried about this Negro having kids, having children? You need to be black. You know what? I'm ready to have some stepkids. Hopefully, you got some stepchildren that are sweet and been raised right, and the baby mother is nice, and we can have a nice little, blended family. Because I'm 39, and my options are not the same again as when I was 25, baby. What are we talking about? This lady sounds delusional.
Yeah.
Man.
So we down under the floor by the time we actually vet through every, so we down under the floor. I've never been married before, and I'm older.
Yeah.
Man.
So we down under the floor by the time we actually vet through every, and this is not, again,
so by the time you vet through everybody, because your vetting system is probably not where it needs to be at 39.
Talking about people, women that are super stringent and have all these high, like over the top standards.
No, that's
Just
just real.
basic things, right?
Yeah,
If
sometimes it's
I,
I love Beyonce again. Nah, that's just real, brother. She's 40. Where's the I mean, even a little pushback. Like, you know what? Nah, you know, some sisters do da. Like, why can't he have kids, sis? What's wrong? You know, I know some good fathers out here. Why is there no pushback, Deontay? What is going on? Did they pay you to come up here and just validate? Is that what it was? I mean, is this like, was this just you trying to pander to get more of the black male feminists on your side? I mean, I don't understand it right now. This is just, I mean, it really
higher over
Right,
the top.
if
The
I-
bar just being
That's
held.
what I'm saying. So we're doing this off just basic fundamental things that we would like. A man who's into his career.
Mhm.
Some of them still trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
No
Mhm.
shade, but again, if you're established,
a man is still trying to figure out at 40, who are you dating? Who are you dating? What 40-year-old men is out here still just trying to figure it out? Who are you? I mean, again, this is telling of your own behavior, of your own experiences. Because it's a lot of 40-year-old brothers out here that is already are on the career path they want to be on. They already have a good job. They already make a certain amount of money that they, you know what I'm saying? They're ready to settle down, I know 35-year-old men who are on that path. So you're talking about you 39 and you really like, yeah, you got the nerve to say, yeah, a lot of them just ain't got it figured out. What the fuck? I'm sorry. What are you talking about? This is delusion. This right here, this is what Kevin says. I'm a PhD. This is a prime example. Oh, Lord. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels, man. He would have had a field day with this. He would have had a field day with this video.
if you're high achieving,
Mhm.
and that would go for a man, like depending, if you may have a standard where, hey, I want to date a woman who has a passion, it's something she's really passionate about, and she's career driven. She can still be a great mom, but she has something for herself.
Mhm.
You wouldn't date a woman that necessarily doesn't have anything
Nigga, that BS excuse. Hold up. Here we go.
going for herself.
That's real.
So when the
That's real. What? Oh my God, Deontay, you blowing me. You are blowing this shit out of me, bro. You are blowing me. Why? And this is the BS excuse. This is how black women, these black older women specifically, this is how they try to make their nonsense excuses for not being married make sense. This is the logic they use. Oh yeah, well no, just like a black man. I mean, a man would want a woman. Some men want a woman that don't got nothing going on for herself. He might want a woman that's on her career path. That's you're trying to make yourself sound better. Yeah, you know, some black men actually prefer women like me who have things going on and prioritize their career. And you're trying to make yourself sound better. You're trying to make yourself feel better. When you know you are living the experience that most men ain't rocking with that. They ain't worried about that. They worry about your womb. They worry about your character as a woman, your wisdom, your beauty, your femininity, your softness, your friendliness. There's so many other things that they are worried about, that they are prioritizing other than you having something going on. You're a black woman in America. Of course, you probably got something going on. We can't even afford as a people for us not to have something going on. You gonna have a job. You gonna have a job. You probably got some sort of, you're a human being. Then moreover, you're a black person in America. Again, of course you got something. Under this system of white supremacy, we all need a distraction. We all need something to take our mind off. And a lot of times it's some sort of passion. It's a side venture. It's a side business. It's a side hustle. Like what? It's not hard to find a black woman with something else going on. Most black women I know got something going on. What are we talking about? I work a job. I do YouTube. I got something going on. What I mean, especially in the age of social media, half of these women think they damn overvaluing themselves because they got something going on social media. So what if we like? That's not a priority for men. That's not. What are we talking about? Like, this is. I gotta keep going. We gotta get up off here soon. I gotta go to work, man. Look, I got something going on. I gotta go to work. I got something going on. What in the hell?
The statistics already show it's not a lot of y'all around. Not a lot of good, solid guys around. Not a lot of guys that care about themselves.
What statistic is that? What statistic is saying there's not a lot of solid guys around? Delusion.
Enough to go to a therapist or to read a book or to go to the gym or to eat a salad. Again, we're under the
Black women are the ones that's overweight. Black women are the ones that are highly overweight. And you talking about a black man eating a damn salad. Do you hear this is black feminist logic right here. This is feminist logic. This right here is going to keep your ass unmarried from picking up a book. You talking about niggas in their 40s ain't picking up a book? What? Who are you dating?
Couch. And so that's part of it. It's a numbers game. You all have more choices. It just is what it is.
I think also too though, like, even if I am on
the thing is, they got more choices at 40 years old. See, the 40-year-old brothers your age, they got choices. They got more options than you. They got sisters that they can date that's 10 years younger. They don't gotta look up to, they don't gotta look up to 10 years plus, or they got sisters in your age, in your dating range. They got sisters below your dating range. They got sisters above your dating range that are able to date them. And you're talking about what they're lacking, but these men are not hard to, they don't find it hard to find a woman. Not nearly as hard as for you for a man to find you, because they're doing the hunting. And at that age, again, at 40, they're closer to their financial prime. Again, let's be real. Men in their 40s, I don't know if they got a little older, but them 35, 40s, especially if they've been working out, they be fine. These Negroes be fine. I done seen 23, 22, 25-year-olds, come on, messing with 40-year-olds. What are we talking about? And then the fact that you already financially stable, you probably set in your career, you can afford to take me on a little trip. Their options are open. Let's just be real. They don't need a 39-year-old woman. They ain't checking for. They don't got to check for a 39-year-old woman who's overvaluing herself in the sexual marketplace and thinks that her options are scarce because she don't like the men that are available to her. They don't gotta check for you, babe. It's a different experience.
Same like economic status as you. My options is different. I might want to go play that field for real. Like, it's like I don't
Finally he said something for the brothers.
Work their hard. If you ain't got nobody that stayed down with you to your success, and even sometimes even when you do stay down, like my options change up. I want to go explore them options because we always think it's something better going on. But I think too, my mentality about this is always like whatever. Like, the whole conversation is like, do what you want to do, as long as it's not like, well, I'm dating white men because I hate black men. Like, I'm cool. But then also too, it's just like, in like a case like Serena Williams, like the only thing I ever really heard black men compliment her about was her ass. You feel me? Everything else is like she manly, she this and that. But she go get the white dude. Now the white dude look crazy. He looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he is a billionaire.
You saw the swimming trunk picture, didn't you?
I did.
Serena dated mostly black men before. I don't think she's ever dated a white man before with the white man that she married. She only dated black men. So what black men are you talking about? You think all the black men is dated because she had a fat ass? That's why? Really? But that's all that she dated up until she got to that white man. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, shot a little translucent. You hear me?
I didn't see the swimming trunk picture.
He looked translucent. It's crazy.
Oh, don't say that.
It's a stark contrast.
Okay.
What, he like invested in this or something? No. I'm just playing. But nah, I'm just saying, it's like, but you can't go. But then it's like, well, he do got $1 billion, and men respect money. You feel me? So it's like, well, she do got $1 billion, but you can use that as an example too. But I think also,
and that what she got with him for. Did she get with him because he was just this great man and she couldn't find no black man that was on her level, or that wanted to choose her, wanted to marry her, wanted to settle down with her? Is that what it was? Or was that a white man showed some preference and he's a billionaire? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm going because he's a billionaire. Is that the reason why? It was because love is love. Is that why?
my kind of like point of view is, if you go to college, you in your career, you doing your thing, the type of people you around too, it lessens like the black man that you might want. That field do get shorter and shorter because of war on drugs. Like, we was funneled into prison, y'all was left out here, and y'all figured it out. Like, my mama struggled working regular jobs. I'm gonna go the corporate route, and I'm gonna go do the corporate takeover, and that's what y'all did. That's just real. The stats is there.
But I mean, I feel like I'm trying to get an answer out of y'all that I haven't gotten yet.
Okay, come on.
I need to see those stats. I need to see those stats because people love to use that weak excuse that black women are the most educated. Black women are the most enrolled, for sure. in college, for sure. But they still don't out-earn black men. And I'm sorry, a white man's education ain't gonna never mean but so much to me, baby. I'm not gonna say you a dummy. I'm not gonna say you're unintelligent, you're uneducated because you went to college or anything like that. Sure, no, you worked for that degree. I'm sure you learned a lot. But also, that does not negate the fact that there are brothers out here who are very much educated, who are very much intelligent, who honestly know a lot more than some of these sisters that come out of school. They have a realistic view on life because they had to go through life. They had to work through that job. They had to work their way up. And they still out-earn black women, even the ones that be going to college. They still out-earn them. So what are we talking about? And there's plenty of black men that still go to college that have graduated and still get higher degrees. If I'm not mistaken, y'all, I need to look up. I don't got time. It's 10 for 2:45. We got to get to the end of this video. But I believe, you know what? I'm not going to even say it. I'm not going to even say it because I don't know if it's true. But you know what? I'm going to say it because you know what? Because I don't even know if what he just said was true. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, although black women are enrolled, I think there are more black men with higher degrees. I'm not sure. Not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please put in the comments. Put the statistics in the comments. Go to blackdemographics.com. Y'all can look it up. Okay. But I do think that it's either close. I don't know if it's more. Maybe it's not more, but it's close, if not more, where black men have, when it comes to higher degrees, bachelors, masters, things that PhDs, a lot of black men that get those degrees as well. They stay in school for longer. So, and attain higher degrees. If I'm not mistaken, but y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know if that statistic is true. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know. But I think I just seen something like that where black men are gaining very high degrees, if I'm not mistaken. They might not be more than black women, but I don't think black women are too far ahead when it comes to that.
When we're walking down the street and we see a black man holding hands with a white woman, we have a very particular experience.
Yes.
But when we be walking down the street, we might see a black woman with a white man. We might not have that same energy. And where is that setting?
I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes the white boys be pulling some bad. I'm talking about bad. I be like, hey.
They do.
My boy.
And once the black wife effect take over, it'd be like, okay, they match.
Hey.
Oh, not really. Most of the time I see white men with black women, them joints be, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, she look like most of them. I'm gonna be real. Most of the time you see a black woman with a white man, you could tell. You can tell even if you don't see what, like, she probably date white. She give that she date white men. You ever heard of hard wig, soft life? Yeah. You can usually tell the women that date white men. I'm just saying.
Honestly, I think a lot of black women, and I'll speak for myself, and I'm working through not feeling like this. If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Something in him is weak.
Alvarez.
Oh, brother. And let me just say on the other half of that, you can usually tell the brothers that date white girls too, to be honest. But I'm going to say physically, you can't tell. Physically with women, you can usually tell. Physically with brothers, it's not the same. It's usually an attitude, their demeanor, their swag, the way they talk, the way they, there's certain perspectives on things. Then you can kind of tell when they get to talking, you can kind of tell if they date white women.
There's a weakness in him. I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman. There's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Something in him is weak.
I want to preface this by saying, because I don't think we had an opportunity to say it as much. Love is love.
Now, she said love is not love. They got to stop saying that bullshit. That's an excuse for them to feel better about dating now because both of them are, I'm not going to say they're bad witches, but they could be. They sound like they want to be, to be honest. At least the basketball player talking about, I got to open my options. It's giving you want to be a bad witch. But I want y'all to hold on to that. She said that when she see a black man with a white woman, he's weak, right? Now let's see what she think when she see a black woman with a white man. What does she think about that? Because if he's weak, then she got to be weak too, right?
Love is love.
And
love
as was evidenced in our BEG draft, we just fell in love and she just happened to be white. Sometimes this happens.
Nonsense.
No, that's real.
But sometimes it don't. And I just want to contextualize her statement by saying that.
And I appreciate you doing that because I believe the same. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think,
Can I just say too, the fact that look at what she got on compared to Lene, you're 39. You got on a muscle t-shirt that says antisocial and you wondering why you ain't got no damn man. I should have pointed that out at the beginning. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little late on that point. I'm sorry, I just got it. Before she gets to the next bullshit point, let me just point that out. That clearly she's being dishonest of why she ain't got no damn man, baby. You got on a muscle tee, on a podcast interview, on a panel interview, whatever the fuck this panel podcast that says antisocial. And you're wondering why you ain't got no damn man. Are we being for real? Let me let her finish.
She must have got.
Hold up.
I think when I see a black woman with a white man, on that, because I believe the same. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know, that sits behind that, I think, oh, she must have got just, she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
And this is why I said these might be possible wannabe bed witches. I'm trying not to go on y'all. I'm really trying not to go on y'all. I'm trying, but you're making it so hard for me. You're making it so hard. What do you mean when you see a black woman with a white man, you think she's resting? What? And it's crazy because these are the same women that want to make the points of, oh, well, black men, they just want to be with white women because of proximity to power. And they just want to, they just want to seem like that they have a status. And blah. You want to make all these points about black men with white women, but you don't see how that same thing applies to black women with white men. White men are the head of white supremacy. And you're telling me that she's not with him for power, quote unquote, to be in proximity to power? You think she's just resting? She's had enough. What was the exact words that she just used?
And again, she got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
She's got so fed up. So you tell, and this is the contradictory, the hypocritical shit that I don't like with black women. This is what I don't like. Because black men, and Shannon Sharp said this, oh, black women never liked me. They always used to call me ugly when I was a kid, And you had so many people, even people like Dr. Umar, oh, well, what you mean? The white woman thought you was cute? The white woman, Hey, boo. She not boo, sorry. My bad, y'all, 2 seconds. Sorry, y'all, my nephew. His mama at work. my grandmother, his grandmother upstairs, my mother upstairs. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes, when it comes to the experiences of black men and black women, when black men talk about their experiences with black women, oh, they've done this, they've been disrespectful, my mother did this, black women never did, they always ostracized me, they always made fun of me, they never really liked me, they thought I was a nerd, they thought I was too lame, they thought I was corny, whatever. All of those excuses get diminished. All of those reasons why they're not dating black women get diminished. All of them is just thrown out the window. They're valueless. But when it comes to black women, oh, well, black men ain't doing this. The black man ain't done this. The black man is disrespectful. The black man ain't protect me. My father did this. My brothers did this. But then the white man came in and he was just better. He was just a better man. It's like when black women say it, it's valid. It's, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. Because these Negroes ain't shit. They ain't nothing. They ain't doing their job. They ain't da-da-da. So you know what, you're right. You're getting your rest. You're just being in your softness. You're just finally get a chance to be in your feminine. And let's be honest, a lot of these white boys like being dominated. Let's be real. A lot of these black women that's with these white men, they be masculinas. What are we talking about? A lot of them white men, they be, come on. If we talking about white supremacist culture, do you understand the type of weird shit these people do? The type of weird shit that they're into? Incest is high in their community for a reason. They take up the greater parts of I don't know if I can say that word, but rapists, child molesters. They take up a high percentage of that group for a reason. Them people are weird as hell, especially their men. They love all types of weird shit. They love being dominated in certain instances, especially sexually. We ain't gonna detour too much. So what are we talking? Like, no, we're not gonna do that. Where it's, oh, well, he's weak and she's empowered. Hell no. Both of them are lacking, have a level of self-hatred within themselves and for their people, which is why they're dating out. That's it, across the board. That's the answer across the board. It's not no love is love. It's not that he's weaker and that she's empowered and that she's fine and solving this. No. White men aren't even as masculine, aren't even half as masculine as the average black man. What are we talking? White male masculinity and black male masculinity are two different things. Their masculinity can't even reach. They don't have melanin. We ain't gonna get into, I'm not gonna detour too far off, but they can never reach the level of godliness black men can. So what are you talking? What you telling me you reached that level of femininity with the white man and not the black? That's crazy. You sound ass backwards. This is an excuse for bad win-ching. That's why I'm like, honestly, the title of this video should be valid reasons black women should date out. Just be honest about the conversation, because that's all this conversation is given. Is more reasons why we shouldn't be with the men in our community. We should just date out. Yeah. Black women dating out is okay. That's the agenda we want to pursue. Interracial dating is the way. That should be the title of this video. What do you like? What do we? What? How are you being so contradictory? That is so. And then again, Deontay Cow is sitting there. Does he even respond? Let me just see if the only black man on this panel, does he even give a little bit of pushback to that nonsense?
And again, why would that be the interpretation?
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned earlier, for me, I don't want to date outside my race.
Yeah.
But it may be my only option at a certain point. So I have to be open to the only. I think there are some black women, not all, because like you said, love is love. But there may be some black women, and they say it on social media. Girl, I tried it. Venus tried it. No, excuse me, not Venus. Serena tried it. Serena dated several high profile black men before she.
The same black men just thought the only thing attractive about her was out her ass. Right. Was her ass. But she dated several, from a black woman's mouth, several high profile black men, and she didn't settle down. None of them wanted to marry her, or she didn't marry. She didn't accept the proposals. If any of them did try to marry her, she settled with a white man. And you telling me that's telling of a black man's behavior and not hers?
She finally turned the corner. So I think we need to also understand and talk about those black women who have been making the effort.
Yeah.
And it's just not panning out. And so they have to say, you know what? I'm going to be open to love, like for real, on a grander scale than what I think that I want for myself.
So the whole point of us having this
the black man didn't even get a chance to rebuttal. The black man, the only black man on this podcast, didn't even get a chance to rebuttal that nonsense. Go straight back to the black woman to make another bullshit point. Y'all, this is some, and you see why. Let me just show y'all. This video has 130,000 views. It only has 800 likes. It only has 800 likes, which means it has thousands of dislikes. The first comment up here when I was online, let me see. Oh, first comment. Look at the first comment. This conversation was simply an echo chamber rather than an earnest attempt to dissect this topic. No black male athletes, no white women, no historian, no psychologist. We don't really need the white women. I don't agree with that. But no black male athletes. No black men up here that's willing to push back on this narrative. That's insane. This is trash, respectfully. Most of the comments up there are dragging this podcast to them because it's so blatantly disrespectful. This was literally, and moreover, I think a better title would have been Valid Reasons to Disrespect Black Men and Date Out. Because we can't forget that. This is highly disrespectful to black men. And then to have a black man up there not rebuttal, not push back, not give no sort of nuance to this conversation. Man,
conversation for me, and I said at the top of the episode, I'm quite sick of the gender wars. There's far too much going on that is affecting our community for us to be sparring back and forth about really anything. And this is a complete waste of time. It is a waste of time to be having the conversation in the way that we do online, but also there is merit to the complaints black women make about the disparity, the numbers that don't line up for us, on top of these ideas about preference and choice that lean into all of these beauty politics and how from the beginning of time here in America, black women were pushed to the bottom in terms of desirability. But the point of it all, the point of us having this discussion is to hopefully bring us to the table to have a friendly conversation discussing the importance of loving on one another, period. The fact that we have to compete and fight each other for love romantically is a product of white supremacy. We are doing exactly
this conversation is a product of white supremacy. This conversation to be so disrespectful towards a black man and be so comfortable in disrespecting black men so blatantly on this platform, on this big ass platform that has what, 3 million damn followers? 3 million followers to get up here and disrespect black men and then to hold black women to this standard. This fake ass, put them on this fake ass, put us on this fake ass pedestal. Like we are so much better than our men is a product of white supremacy. Let's be honest. And that's why this video is getting dragged through the mud. Let's wrap it up.
They want us to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Black media, we
need to see us pick up their tools and beat each other with it.
Black media, I'm disappointed because we perpetuate those narratives. We repost. We allow the arguing in the comments. We do all of that. That's us doing that.
Yeah.
When we have all these
I'm
other
glad you know it's y'all doing that. It ain't us. It ain't me. Don't put me. I'm new black media. Don't put it on me. Hey, look, me, Afro, Tariq Nasheed, Black Authority. Like, a lot of us in Black Newbie, we ain't doing this shit. We ain't doing that's y'all. Revolt is not black owned. It was the P. Diddy was the face of it. It's not black owned. This is a white damn network. What are we talking? Y'all, please. This is so damn disingenuous. Oh my God.
at least to me.
Teenagers are building businesses with AI.
Crazy disrespectful. Oh my God. Please like this damn video, y'all. I need y'all to get this video out. I need for people to see this response. I need for a black woman's voice who is not a feminist, who is not against the black man, who is for the black family to be. I need my voice to be heard. I need our voices, people like me, voices to be heard. Because this right here is very untruthful of how black women who are pro-black on a grassroots feel about black men and our black dating experience. This is absolutely asinine. This is crazy.
For my life, I'm grateful that I get to get it from my father and my uncles and my cousins and my mentors that are men. And I have such good men.
What did I say? It's always I got all these great black men in my family, but the black men I'm dating ain't shit. Oh, my father though, great. He's a great man. My friends, and mind you, you got plenty of black male friends. Hold up,
male friends too. Such good black male friends.
You got so many black male friends. Why the fuck you ain't dating one of them? Why you ain't dating one of your black male friends? You probably got a bunch of simps in your black male friend group that been trying to get with you for years in your prime. They probably been trying to get with you, but you been friend zoning these niggas, thinking that you can have it all. I'm gonna put my career first. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play basketball. I'm gonna be on ESPN. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna get with somebody that I really want, not somebody you could have been had. You could have been with. You could have been growing with. You would have grew with them, and then y'all would have been on the same economic status, right? If you would have started from the bottom with them, what are we talking about? You want to say all of these great black male men, but you don't got no black man, and you're 40 years old. This is nonsense, man. Delusions.
And whenever I have those moments where I'm frustrated about, man, I wish these guys would get it together, I think about them.
Why don't you get it together? Why don't you got heels on? Baby, she got on sandals on the pot. This is all very tight. You got on a muscle shirt, some jeans, and sandals on. At least Lene got on heels and she got on a pantsuit. I think that's also kind of telling, because girl, you could have wore a skirt with the blazer. You could have wore a skirt. I'm just saying. But girl, you got on a sandals, jeans, and a muscle shirt talking with I'm sorry, and the shirt says antisocial. We can't forget that. And you talking about black men. I can't wait till black men get it together. You clearly don't have it together. You clearly don't have it together.
And I'm like, God, thank you so much for loving me enough to give me good examples.
Yeah.
So with that said,
black
love in the way that I right now.
We are is a product of black love. We all are hurt. You're not here without black love.
Right.
You know, when your two black parents, and you know, it's everything we love about who we are is a product of black love. We all are hurt. There's systemic factors that cause our hurt. There's isolation that come with our community that causes infighting between us. And the thing is like, I don't want to admit that I might have hurt you worse than you hurt me. So I'm gonna bring up every time you hurt me, like, nah, but I'm hurt too. But it's like, we all hurt. It's straight.
Right. That's not what these two black women was doing this whole time on this podcast. Deontay, we at the end of the damn video. You should have said this in the beginning when they was actually doing that. Brother. Oh, God. Brother. And you wonder why black men, and this is why I can't accept that weak excuse that he had. I watched him I seen a clip of him at least on Don't Call Me White Girl. And he was like, yeah, I ain't respond to all the black men that was dragging me for that stuff when I was holding black men accountable. Because, wasn't no valid reasons. Wasn't nobody actually coming at me. Wasn't nobody intellectually saying their point and articulating their point of why they had pushback on what I said. Brother, you're wilding. Read through these comments. Just scroll through the comments on my on this video. If you ever see it, scroll through the comments on this joint. You got plenty of black men that are articulating why they think you're a simp, why they think this is beta male behavior, why they think you're pandering to black women, because this is so obvious. Like, the points that they said in here are so obviously disingenuous, can be so easily argued and debunked. Yet you sat here and allowed them to continue to disrespect yourself, because you're a black man, and other black men, and put black women on this pedestal. This is feeding into the gender divide that y'all are talking about we shouldn't be participating in. It's feeding right into it. Y'all didn't even have a black male athlete. The fact that they chose you to come up here instead of them, they got a black female athlete. And they got a comedian and a podcaster up here. I'm sorry, I don't know if he's a comedian. Let me not put that label on it. But you got a podcaster and a black female athlete. And you're centering a conversation around black male athletes and black men dating out. What? I mean, do you not see? Is it not clocking to you that they're standing on anti-black business? Deontay, this is egregious.
Good. We all hurt. And a big part of that hurt is because we ain't left alone. So it's all these outside factors. It's all these other communities hating on this, but we left with each other in proximity to each other. And who do you take your pain out on? You feel what I'm saying? So I think that a big part of it is get outside for real. Like, I'm not speaking from Deontay Kyle, the media guy, the podcaster. I'm telling you, since I was a little boy, black women love me. And I ain't never experienced no different. Black women hurt my heart, broke my heart. I done been cheated on. I done cheated on some of them. I done dished out just as much pain as I done received. But you got to be.
We talk about the pain that you received, and that's the problem. You ain't talking about the experience on the other hand of dating black women. You've just been validating their BS's, their experiences, and their reasons why they want to disrespect black men. And it's okay to disrespect black men and date out. That's all you've done throughout this whole damn podcast. Deontay, this is egregious.
Real about that. And the thing is like, I don't want to be nowhere else. So what we tripping for? Like, if you want to be somewhere else, go somewhere else and stay out of our business.
When I tell you, that's it.
If you don't like black women and you're a black man, then when we start talking about black love, stay out of our business.
Stay out.
Because we talking to each other.
And if you're a black woman who don't like black men, stay out of our business. Why is the energy not kept the same? Why is the energy not clearly these two black women are suffering from some level of misandry. And you don't even want to call that out. This is crazy.
You don't want to be in the black community. If you don't believe in black love, if you don't appreciate the sacrifices that were made just for you to be here to type on your phone about your hatred, then stay out of our business.
Right. Same thing with these bed wenches. The same energy for these, but they don't got the same energy for these bed wenches because they wannabes.
And then we'll be straight. Because it exists on the echo chamber on the internet for sure.
Absolutely.
It's worse on the internet. It's real in real life. I be feeling it.
Yeah.
But
it's absolutely.
we don't treat each other like that.
I want to thank y'all so much for this conversation.
Oh my God.
Tuesday, Kyle and Sharina Cole, for bringing your honesty, insight, and lived experience to the table today. These are the kinds of conversations that push us forward, even when they get uncomfortable. We'll be back with more.
This is why I canceled my DoorDash subscription. And
outrageous. And I just want to play this last part at the end because this last part right here is very telling of the messaging they was trying to have here. This last part. Now, this is a woman. This is who is this? She's the creator. Can I see this? It says she's the co-creator of and a podcast host of Black Love. Okay. Look at this nonsense. Now the show is called Black Love. We gotta wrap it up after this, okay? Because I gotta go to work. Okay, I can't be late. My job is like 45 minutes away, or like 40 minutes away at least. Maybe without traffic. It's Sunday. It might not be traffic. I might be look. Whatever. We gotta get the hell about it. But look at this.
It was important for us to include interracial couples for a couple of reasons. When my husband and I created the Black Love docuseries, it was important for us to include interracial couples. For a couple of reasons. Number one, we wanted to be able to show Black people being loved on. The other thing that was really important was that we know countless people who are biracial. And what we never wanted to do was to tell those people that their experiences, that their culture, their heritage, that their parents are invalid, that they are invalid. So
now you have a docuseries called Black Love, and you're worried about what the hell biracials think? You're worried about invalidating how the feelings of biracials? Y'all, this is a interracial dating propaganda podcast. Let's just call it for what it is. Y'all want Black women specifically to date out more. That's what the ultimate agenda of this podcast was, to give Black women more reason, make Black women feel more comfortable with dating out. What the hell does what does interracial couples have anything? It's not called diverse Black love. It's not called Black love around the world. It's not called Black love in different aspects. It's called Black love. If anything is going to be Black as hell, if it's just going to be included with just Black people, it will be something called Black love. Why would you feel the need to include interracial couples? That's not Black love. That's white and Black. I wouldn't even call that love, to be honest, because it's not justice. It's not justice. There's no form of justice coming out of Black and white people being together. That's not justice. So it's not even Black love at that point when you go outside of your race. What are we talking about? And this is how they end the show? With a Black woman who's pushing interracial, who has a docuseries that's also pushing interracial dating, y'all. We got to get the hell up out of here. I got to go to work. That was absolutely outrageous, egregious, everything in between. Please make sure you like this video. Leave your comments below. I couldn't go through the chat because I didn't have time to be sitting here going through reading the chat every 5 minutes. Shout out to the super chats. I appreciate y'all. I just didn't have time to go through reading the chat as I was going. I had to get through. We already an hour and 20 minutes. I got to get to work. But please leave a comment below. I want to know what y'all think. I'm going to look at it later. Please like the video. Share this video. Please, if you don't share nothing else on my page, share this damn video. Because I cannot stand this narrative being out there and being pushed for Black women and acting like these are the faces and the voices of Black women on the grassroots. These are not it. Most Black women want to be with Black men. Most Black women want to be with Black men. Please get that if you don't get nothing else from this damn show. And most Black men want to be with Black women. Most Black people, we know that coming together is the best way. The highest form of unity is the most powerful thing we can do. Choosing your mate is one of the most important decisions of your life. And understanding choosing somebody that is within your group is a very powerful decision. It's a very impactful decision, not only for you, but for your children, for the future generations, which is really important. And mind you, both of these women up here who don't got children, I don't think, and the Black man who actually does have children, nobody mentioned that. There was no mention of how this will affect children you dating out. Because you got so many confused ass biracials out here, Lord. I don't got enough time to get into it. We don't got no time for that. But that wasn't even mentioned. And that's one of the most important things that come out of a relationship is the children. Miss 40-year-old who's still looking to have a family, but you want to have you don't want to have a diverse, you don't want to have a blended family with a Black man. You rather have a interracial family with a white man. Y'all, please share this fucking video. Comment on it, please. Like it, please. Y'all know YouTube be playing with me, the algorithm. Do what y'all got to do. I love y'all. Be one. Peace. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I got to go to work. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all probably tomorrow. I'm going live tomorrow.
We do not play, but I green. You fuck with the team. Might find your West in the creek. We crossing our T's. We don't never miss it.